Good evening, my friends, and welcome back to NYC Skyline Stories. There is a particular hum to this city at dusk, a frequency of ambition, of deals being struck, and dreams being chased that vibrates through the very steel and stone of our island. Tonight, we attune our senses to a new frequency. A hypothetical one, yes, but a vibration so powerful it threatens to redefine the entire composition of our skyline. Our story begins here, not in the ethereal heights, but on the solid off-trodden ground between 6th and 7th Avenues, from West 33rd to West 34th Street. A parcel of land in the shadow of giants like the Empire State and the new breed of super talls, a place of constant churning commercial energy. A place most of us hurry past, heads down, on our way to somewhere else. For the better part of a generation, we New Yorkers have watched with a certain patrician amusement as a cacophony of glass and steel erupted across the globe. Dubai, Shanghai, Kuala Lumpur, each new tower a shout across the continents, a claim to the sky. We listened politely, we applauded the engineering, but we knew with the quiet confidence that comes from being the origin of the species that they were singing a song we had written the first verse of a century ago. But what if this city, our city, decided it was time to compose a new stanza, not to answer the noise, but to create a silence, a profound, awe-inspiring presence that would make the world stop and listen once more. Imagine a structure piercing the clouds at nearly 2,930 feet. This, my friends, is not a boast. It is an argument. It is a thesis statement rendered in metal and glass, a uniquely New York proposition we shall call the New Empire Building. What, you ask, gives this colossus its New York soul? It is its dialogue with history. It is a conversation between the ghosts of our past and the architects of our tomorrow. One can see the disciplined spirit of Raymond Hood's Rockefeller Center in its massing, the sheer vertical aspiration of William Van Allen's Chrysler Building in its reach. It possesses the unadorned, functional honesty of a Mies van der Rohe tower, a pure, unflinching rectangle. But then there is the ghost of Minoru Yamasaki, the master of the monumental, whose World Trade Center taught us about weaving human-scale experiences into inhumanly large structures. The result is a building whose beauty is not appliqued, but inherent. Its decoration is the sky itself. Its limited ornamentation is a chromatic symphony conducted by the sun, the clouds, the passing seasons painting, and repainting its skin with every passing hour. It is a canvas for the heavens. And notice the darker, solid bands that demarcate the service zones. This is not mere graphic design. This is where elegance bows to necessity, but in the most graceful way imaginable. It is a subtle, industrious veining of photovoltaic cells woven into the very fabric of the building. A quiet, powerful testament that function need not scream to be heard. Now for the numbers, and do try to keep your composure. We are contemplating a footprint of 246 by 820 feet, an entire city block swallowed whole. From this foundation, we rise 250 habitable floors, 250. Punctuating this ascent are 3 vast 98-foot-high service zones. These are not mere closets for machinery. They are the heart, lungs, and nervous system of this vertical city. They house the climate systems, the data fortresses, the lifeblood that sustains a population larger than that of many American towns. All told, it brings our building to that staggering height of almost 2,930 feet, placing it in the pantheon of the world's absolute tallest, yet with a character that is unmistakably ours. What does such a scale permit? Density, a radical vertical solution to the horizontal problem of our island. With over 43 million square feet of usable space, this is not a building. It is a vertical territory. It could host a daily population of 250,000 souls. Imagine the logistics. The sheer, unadulterated chaos of the morning coffee run would be a sociological study in itself, but imagine the potential. Entire corporate headquarters stacked one atop the other. The world's leading universities establishing vertical campuses. Research laboratories in the clouds pushing the boundaries of science. And at its pinnacle, residences with views that would not merely be panoramic, but philosophical. The journey would begin in a lobby of cathedral-like proportions, a modern reinterpretation of the great Art Deco portals to power. From there, fleets of express elevators, silent, swift, computational marvels, would ascend to dedicated sky lobbies. These would not be hallways. They would be celestial town squares, vast, sun-drenched atriums where the city's populace could converge, collaborate, or simply pause to witness the grandeur of the metropolis laid at their feet. It would be a self-sustaining ecosystem of commerce and culture, humming with that signature New York energy. This brings us to the core of the proposition. It is not about reclaiming a title or winning a race. Such pursuits are for cities with something to prove. This is about reasserting an identity. New York's skyscrapers were never follies. They were engines of commerce, born from the furious necessities of capitalism and the unshakable belief that this sliver of rock was the fulcrum of the modern world. This new empire building is a symbol of that conviction, renewed for the 21st century. It declares that New York still has the audacity, the vision, and the sheer, glorious arrogance to build beyond the conceivable. Of course, the cynics will cry foul. They will speak of shadows and ostentation, and they should. Skepticism is the necessary ballast for ambition. But this building is not an indulgence. It is a deliberate response to the pressures of a global city. Its integrated, sustainable technology is a promise of responsibility. And its shadow? My dear friends, New York has always been a city of dramatic light and shade. It is our grand operatic chiaroscuro. This tower would simply cast a new, magnificent sundial over the city, marking the passage of our unceasing days. From a simple what if, from an unassuming parcel of land in Midtown, we have constructed a narrative, a story of a defiant, elegant, and intelligent future. If this building were ever to rise, it would be far more than steel and glass. It would be a beacon, a monument to the enduring idea of New York City itself, the city that does not follow but leads, the city that does not reach for the sky but claims it as its own. Thank you for joining me. Until our next story, keep your eyes on the skyline.